The Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan has plunged women into a new dark age. Since the group came to power, they have imposed a series of restrictions on women's rights, pushing them out of public life. One of the Taliban's most recent restrictions is a ban on female students leaving the country to study. This means that Afghan women who have been accepted to universities in the United Arab Emirates will now be unable to attend. This ban is a major setback for Afghan women who have already lost so much under the Taliban rule. We have this report. Ever since taking control of Afghanistan in August 2021, the Taliban continues to muzzle women's rights in the nation. Over the span of just 2 years, the group has systematically marginalized women from public life. The Taliban government recently barred approximately 60 young Afghan female students from going to Dubai for pursuing higher education through scholarships. These students were slated to enroll at the University of Dubai. Back in December 2022, Khalaf Al-Habdoor, a Dubai businessman and the founder-chairman of the Al-Habdoor Group, had pledged to help bring at least 100 female Afghan students to Dubai. He took this step when the Taliban banned Afghan girls and women from studying in universities in Afghanistan. However, Al-Habdoor has recently released a video statement revealing that he had intended to sponsor the female students' university education and had even arranged for a plane to transport them to the UAE.
Taliban government refused to allow the girls who's coming to study here, is 100 girls, which is sponsored by me. And they refuse them to board in the plane, and already we have paid for the aircraft. We organize everything for them here: accommodation, medication, transportation, security, everything. University, thanks to Dr. Bestaki as well, the head of the president of the Dubai University, and everybody else, like the police participated, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, immigration, the airport.
Under the Taliban rule, independent travel was not allowed for women, though they were permitted to travel abroad with their husbands or a male family escort. However, even this concession was ignored in a recent incident, wherein Taliban officials from Vice and Virtue Department barred women from boarding the plane despite their escorts. One of the students managed to send a voice message to Al-Habdoor lamenting,
mahram, but they don't allow those who have mahram. So when they see the student visa and the student ticket, they don't allow us. I don't know what to do. Please help us. We are so concerned about this matter.
From the time the Taliban assumed control, their efforts began with curtailing basic education rights for women, then progressed to enforcing strict dress codes. Subsequently, the group systematically limited women's access to public spaces and parks, followed by obstructing women's engagement with international entities like the United Nations. Now, their control has reached to a point where even female students aspiring to pursue higher education abroad are being denied that fundamental right.
The Taliban has taken over. Yes, the draconian restrictions were not inflicted at once. They went about it step by step. First, they closed down education for the women, saying that first steps had to be taken to give them protection and dignity. But we know that, that those steps never took place, and they were shut out of all the institutions of education, higher, intermediate and lower, in stages. What is new this time is that they have even stopped women from leaving the country to receive higher education. This is a new. You see, previously women could leave Afghanistan provided there was a mahram or a male protector. Here, even with the male protector, the Taliban is absolutely clear: women will not receive any education. And this is hardly surprising, because an educated woman is the biggest threat to fundamentalism or fundamentalist Islam. And therefore, how do you counter your biggest threat? By ensuring that this threat never materializes. That is, women do not receive education at all, and that is precisely what they are doing.
A century ago, the women in Afghanistan were free. They enjoyed the right to education, right to political participation, and the right to movement. Even in the 1970s, in Kabul universities, women made up more than 60% of students, and they were equally represented in several public institutions. But today, under the Taliban rule, Afghan women have been deprived of fundamental rights, let alone having a life of dignity.